Tell the truth. Do you ever sometimes suffer from frugality fatigue? What am I talking about? Back in a minute. Hey, good morning. This is Jan from New York City. My channel name is Jan from New York City Saves Money. I love to help people keep some of their hard-earned money. Welcome to the Instant Coffee with Jan show. Hope that everybody's doing well. Going to jump right into it today. Have you ever suffered from frugal fatigue? That's like when you just grow weary of being frugal and, trying to make ends meet and cut corners and doing everything you can. Sometimes you just get a little weary, and it's okay. It's human to get weary. Sometimes people need to take a little break. All right. That's why I strongly suggest always keep a little bit of what I call mad crazy money. Go out, like, let's say you set a limit for $20, head over to your local, let's say, dollar store, or just get one item that's, let's say, $20 or below, paid for with the actual cash that you save for such a moment. And you might feel a little better. And then you jump right back into it. No damage done, or you just treat yourself to a fancy lunch. There you go. But that's not what the focus is today. What I really want to talk about is staying the course. Sometimes staying the course can be a little bit tough. And because we are human beings and not human robots, we have our moments where we just need to get a reassessment of the great big picture. I want to talk to you today about two little stories. And both stories have to do with the same two people. Who are the people? Dawn from Sensible Living with Money Mom. Most of you are familiar with her, and if not, please check out her channel. And of course, yours truly, Jan from New York City Saves Money. As you know by now, we're very good friends. You're not going to believe this. Dawn and I did a lot of prep work for a long time to prepare for a wonderful, wonderful interview with the amazing, no one else could, be her. She's just like the most wonderful person ever, in my honest opinion. And it just shows in everything she says and does. And that's Prepper Princess. So we've been trying to put together the show for quite a while. And then unfortunately, all of a sudden, in fact, the Monday after Dawn, if you're familiar, she was in a very serious car accident not that long back. The day after her car accident was the day that she and I were supposed to do a dry run of the show, go over our show notes and everything. I want to tell you a little story about Dawn. Dawn is what you see is what you get. The lady that you see portrayed, she's being totally herself. So I know her off camera because we're friends. But I could tell you this much. What you see is what you get in terms of her behavior, demeanor. She is a kind, wonderful, big-hearted, genuine person. So as you know, I received the word next morning. I was horrified because they just spoke to her maybe a few hours before her accident. Making a long story short, I heard on Monday morning, bright and early, got, the information that, unfortunately, my mom was in that, very serious car accident. Needless to say, I was in shock and sad and grateful, all rolled up into one. Grateful that she was alive to talk about it. I want to tell you this story. Dawn is such a dedicated person. She called me a few hours later, heavily medicated. You know what she was worried about? She was worried about that show that we were rehearsing for and prepared for. I'm like, wow, talk about dedication. You are almost in a near, need I say more, very serious car accident. And your concern, heavily medicated, is to tell me about we have to reschedule the show. And she kept apologizing. I mean, that is dedication beyond dedication. So there's a lot that goes into, putting a show together. And for her to worry about something like that, she was staying the course and keep on going. Now, so I said, no, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. I'm just glad you're all right. Just take good care of yourself. You got a little road ahead of you. Just don't worry about that. Don't worry. So I kept, assuring her, don't worry. Everything will be all right. And so on. Of course, later on, a few weeks later, wonderfully, the show, did air. And thank you very much, Prepper Princess, for that wonderful interview. We'll never forget it. Very memorable indeed. But in the case of the same person, Dawn, when it came to yours truly, now, I was just starting out as a YouTube video content creator. And I was always an avid fan of Dawn's. Okay. And somehow or another, we just like clicked as friends. We just did. And so, but I was like, she kept asking me, about my channel and all this and all that. And I did my 100 crappy videos, which is, expected to be, the first 100 are supposed to be not great. Well, I lived up to it. I mean, no, my effort and intentions there, when I say crappy, I don't mean like, oh, thrown together. No, you can't know what you don't know. And on this journey, you have to learn as you go along. No one is born a video content creator, because the video content creator not only writes their shows, they produce their shows, they edit their shows, and all of a sudden you learn how to be a videographer. Okay, so just saying, no one's complaining. This is something I signed up for, but I was getting very weary because ever hear the expression, the needle wasn't moving? The needle was not moving on my sub count. I said, well, I did my beyond 100, as they say, crappy videos. And they said, you know what? The needle is not moving. And I'm like, okay, this was fun. Bye. I was ready, like literally, like ready to hang up, like just hang up. No, 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 no. When I told Dawn, she was like, no, 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 no. But part of the problem was myself. Okay. Oh, but she said, you have to do collabs. You have to do this. I said, I don't want to do that. I want to do my thing. Blah. I didn't even realize about being able to pre-schedule and pre-upload. I'm just telling the truth. Hey, you cannot know what you do not know. Okay. It doesn't come with an instruction booklet. Okay. Well, now it does. But in my time, not really. No, not really. So I was still learning the names of the people who, like really are very excellent information providers and all that. And I study a lot now. I study a lot now about this process, and it is a process. And it does not happen overnight. I just happen to love to learn. And, kind of sort of worked out for me. But had it not been for Dawn, Money Mom, Steve, Steve said, Jan, start the channel, right? And then comes like, I was then ready, like 100 videos later to go, okay, I'm done now. This was fun, but, okay, I'm just saying the truth. So Dawn was like, no, 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 because, I did have, a background in, broadcasting and stuff of that nature. And I do have a little bit of a gift of gab and messages because I did that as a teacher. So for a long time. So she's like, why do you want to give up? I said, the needle is not moving. I said, what am I doing this for? You get a little bit impatient. So thankfully, as I learned certain other things on my own, tutorials, I kept studying my butt off. I'm just going to say it straight. I kept studying how to do this. I still have a long ways to go because doing YouTube is actually, it is a journey. It is not a sprint. It is a marathon, definitely not a sprint. There are no shortcuts. Don't let anybody tell you there's like a bunch of shortcuts. Maybe there might be some good, helpful tips or tricks. But as far as like an actual honest shortcut, you don't really shortcut your way through this thing. You have to learn things through trial and error. And then as time goes along, you do learn, you get a little better at it. You know what I mean? You do get a little better at it. What does this have to do with savings? This is my question that I asked you originally when the show opened. Do you ever battle frugal fatigue? Many people have. I have sometimes. What do you think? I'm like, oh, I'm always happy to be frugal every second of the waking day. Sometimes I'm like, wow, I talk about it all the time to my viewers. I write about it all the time for my shows. I do live that life. So in my case, it's like 3X, you know what I mean? So I'm writing about it, I'm speaking about it, and I'm living it. So therefore, once in a while, grab that $20, Jan, and head over to some sort of store. Yes, do those things, but stay the course. You see, back then, Money Mom was saying, no, Jan, you could preload your shows ahead of time. That took a lot of weight off my shoulder. Now, for example, you're listening to this broadcast on a Thursday. I believe it should be airing on a Thursday. I'm recording this on a Saturday morning. Yes, with my instant cup of coffee, but it's actually Saturday in real time for me. Saturday of about, about 10 days back. No, wrong. About maybe 12 days back. Just saying, just saying. I do these ahead of time. Why do you do these things ahead of time? Well, what if something happens to me? I don't want to let you down and not give you a few shows in between. See, Dawn was ready. Like a lot of people didn't understand. And this is really kind of interesting. A lot of people didn't understand. Wait a minute, Dawn, you were in a serious car accident. Where's your neck brace? They didn't realize that the shows were pre-recorded. It is smart to have your shows pre-recorded and uploaded. That's why I'll never understand when sometimes people say I didn't have time to do an upload or whatever. Like people that we kind of count on, maybe. Suppose there's a content creator, you love to watch them every week, whoever they are, whomever they are, right? But the thing is, it doesn't happen because they can't understand, maybe, or they didn't figure out to put a few in the canon on a shelf. That's radio speak, by the way, for radio shows. I consider my shows as very important works, and I will stockpile my works for you because it matters to me that you get messages. It matters to me. How many of you out there have gotten already used to my early morning shows? You have a cup of coffee with me, like I'm having right now, and you like to flip on the show. Now let's get back to savings, okay? I like to think ahead for savings. I don't want to. The best form of actual defense is to have a prepared offense. Okay, you have to be prepared. We know in life we're going to need money. It is a fact. Whether you like it or not, that's another show. But a fact of life is we need money. And I don't like tapping in. I don't believe in using credit cards as an emergency fund because no, it is a vehicle to make a payment, but you better have the funds to back that up when the bill comes in. And that's where that's at. And as always, that's another show. But I just wanted to mention you, please listen, if you're suffering from any sort of financial fatigue, frugality fatigue, do take that tiny break. Grab that $20 of mad crazy money. Do something just for you. Just completely not for anyone else. This is one time like saying be selfish. Sometimes being a little bit selfish, like a little bit self-care goes a long way. Am I right or am I right? All right, if you got value in this video, please smash down the like button. Don't hesitate to share this video. And Dawn, I want to personally thank you if you are listening to this broadcast. Thank you for being you. And yes, when you speak to Dawn, when you see her on TV, listen to me, on YouTube, what you see, although Dawn, you should be on TV, just saying, what you see is definitely what you get. Have an amazing day, everybody. Take good care. Bye-bye.